Malvern are super excited to be hosting the launch for 3 new poetry collections from Kelli, Andrew, and James, and also to be joined with local poet John Fry. So we're going to start out with, actually I wanted to say that today is a perfect day for a poetry book launch because it's National Poetry Month. So all of our poetry is 20% off, so including the author's books here tonight. So get on that while you can. And we'll start the evening off with John Fry. John is the author of the chapbook Silt Will Swirl. His poems have appeared or are forthcoming in Colorado Review, West Branch, Waterstone Review, and the Laurel Review, among others. He is a graduate of the MFA program at Texas State University. He serves as poetry editor for Newfound Journal, and he is an assistant instructor and PhD student at the University of Texas. John.
Well, thank you so much. I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to have been asked. I know I don't know James, and I don't, or have not until today, have not met James or Kelli, but I've known Andrew Wessels because he kindly was one of the people responsible for publishing some poems of mine several years ago, and so I'm delighted to be here. I'm going to read mostly from a sequence I started working on this January. And before that, though, I'm going to read a poem that I wrote for National Poetry Month. San Antonio does this kind of, which is halfway where I live, at least that's where my partner is, and they do this thing called This City is a Poem, and they give prompts to poets and then ask them to write something from that. And the one that I agreed to write about are 3 lines of Mary Oliver's, which are, to live in this world, you must be able to do 3 things. And the prompt was name them. And I kind of cheated and wrote a poem in 3 parts instead. And the title of this is Mamatita mi sobrina, which means Mamatita is a nickname of my niece, and sobrina means niece. Mamatita mi sobrina. To live in this world, there must be a cat or some other animal, because unaccompanied life isn't worth waking. Morning sometimes declines to smile. Coffee is necessary. You must be able to see that every slice of orange her abuelo feeds her with his fingers is a slice of sun on her tongue, rising like the sonrisa she beams when he gives her another piece of the world. To her year-old self is this ripe, this taste, this world, unpeeled. To do 3 things. Walk in the shoes of the stranger you will one day meet, whose language you may not know. Nuestros corazones no son extranjeros. Speak your mother tongues sin vergüenza, somewhere entre English y Español, porque el futuro is yours, is brown. Remember that tenderness is in the hands. Whereas our hearts are the toughest part of our bodies. That, dear apple of my eye, you are the apple. You are the eye. And then what I'm going to read from now is a series called Only the Natural Disclosed, which comes from Emily Dickinson, who said the supernatural is only the natural disclosed. And since I write about religion all the time, my partner challenged me to write about something else. So this is my attempt, and sometimes I abide by it, sometimes I don't. Only the natural disclosed. Even when you're not writing about God, you're still writing about God, you said. Why don't we let religion rest? For a while, let serifs be serifs, as opposed to the seraphim you think sleep inside every letter of the alphabet like seeds. In January ground, you can't justify Jesus. They're dead leaves, not years. Grass, not ghost hair. Don't you see, flowers don't grow from bone. Grace, of course, defies description, resembles most nothing spoken, save a declarative's bread and wine. Something about the weather then, because it's the weather. Absent wind, the only spirit passing through, not what's in, but visible. Have I ever spoken sparks? Little boy pilgrim, every body is a Valentine. Few can afford Prada. Such lights cannot be explained. That trailer is so yesterday, neither air nor stream. Sing it with me. You're so Marfa, you live in a boat. Apologies mean what they say, but don't do what they mean. Take I'm sorry as an example. Regrets an aviary behind my breastbone, every backyard bird, cardinal quiet, heart minus its beating. Blue jay, raucous as usual. Were this world another, world would not be this. Treated you badly. Chasmed dirt, husked grass, August, heat indexed, dog, chew toy, unidentifiably fuzz. Again, full of holes, the words, unlike rain, washes away. Forgive me. Nothing when there's so much silence stuck to my ribs like bird shit. Your birthday cake, ash in my mouth. Now, do you know where you are? Instead of a wing in place of an arm, I've never not had a bird for a heart. How the past begins. Mist between pecan trees like sheets on a line, not dawn but dusk, not an English countryside. Hopkins' diary didn't know he but dreamed of this. Hill country, crepuscular, stoplit, Texas town, where night crawls as worms, my late grandfather said. Best fish bait there is. Several nights in a row, the same dream recurs in which an ex appears, unaware that we're no longer we, haven't been anything resembling, for years haven't spoken, yet here he is, as if our tragedy hadn't ended Sophoclean. He wants what he always wanted. You know better than to try to hold a thistle's purple on your tongue. Awake, he still inks your palms. And this is an elegy for a friend of mine and of several other people in the audience too. This is for Stephanie. Childhood sacraments left you impatient. To the last resonant elsewheres ceased being compelling this side of forever. It simply cannot be the end. Before you went, you found your measure. It is a road. I don't know if you're walking before us, behind us. The soles of your shoes sparkle. I know that. Anything Empyrean made you suspect. Foul play on the poet's part. How often, said poet, was, is, me. Friend, were I better, I would have said goodbye, be able to finish this skein. Maybe it will come to be a blanket, to hold you here, love not gone anywhere. Every day this month, the topsy-turvy first of the year, I've tried to find words for this dumpster fire our country is becoming. No, that's not quite right, because it was already rife with refuse. No one wanted to acknowledge what everyone could smell. Stink of a match's sulfur, smoke signals the blaze, because they already were centuries in the burning. What would Mandelstam say? Could we hear the Siberian blue of his lips, a burn, ragged whisper of a coat on his way to the gulag, according to one legend? Around a campfire, he gave Petrarch's canzoniere to each prisoner, no bread to speak of words, tattered scraps. I have forsaken my place at the feet of my fathers. I'll read 2 more. This welcome morning meant everything. Changed like any other American day. It meant absolutely nothing changed. Each other is precious all we have. May that beautiful fact, which is not simply be enough, but may it be enough. This human hieroglyph that looks like 2 men intertwined in each other's arms, and holy, holy, holy Lord, we celebrate the sacrament on our knees, take the rising bread and consecrated wine. Our bodies cry when we come, mouthing this, our song of songs. And what would Audrey and Rich say? This is not somewhere else, but here. Were American she alive to see its own ways of making people disappear, speak from her throat of ours. So why do I tell you anything? She who tried to find words in times like these to have you listen for everything's edges that blur. People will say we lost track. Not if, but when, not why, but how. We were trying to live a personal life, pulled by more than gravity, our country moving close to its truth and dread. Thank you.